All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell, and of course, the big news: Trump got the virus. He got the Rona. Okay, I don't wish anybody sick. I don't wish anybody dead. But I still remember President Trump's words when they asked him about the coronavirus. And former people that were, that were formerly of the Obama administration, told him about the contingency plans and all that. And of course, later on that week they went on the scrap. But his response was, "Oh, it's just one guy on a plane coming from China. We got it under control. No big deal." Those are his words. One guy coming from China, and then he proceeded to call it the China virus and all that, which, and by the way, I was kicked off of Facebook several times. I'm just gonna put it out there. I was kicked off of Facebook several times for trying to ask about, or making posts about the pathology of coronavirus. Like, how do you get it? Where does it come from? Well, even if it's on the back of the Lysol can, which we knew, if it's on the back of the Lysol can, then y'all have known about this virus for years and years and years, because Lysol is like some of the oldest stuff on the earth. So I'm trying to, so I'm just asking questions and showing what I found and all this kind of stuff. And then of course there was the guy, the doctor that disappeared. There's an American doctor and two Chinese lab assistants that just disappeared. All right, I won't even say their names, because every time I say his name or whatever, it just seems like I disappear. so I'm just letting you know. And literally, I was kicked off of Facebook 3 times for talking about this guy. So, but he ain't important, right? He ain't important. He ain't got nothing to do with the virus. I guess that's why I was kicked off. I have no idea, So. And all, by the way, and all credible news outlets and news sources or whatever never wrote stories, well, one did, one did, but for the most part, nobody wrote any stories about him. And then they just came and got this dude, out of his office, and he's never been heard from again. All right, I'm sorry. So now, the only good thing that I think is going to come out of this is, maybe we won't have to sit through another debate with him and Biden, And then and seriously, this puts, his health at risk. Like, is he going to be able to, because they're saying that there are heart conditions that are coming as a result of people who've already had the virus. The other thing is, so now that he has it, is he going to be one of the first people to take the vaccine? Because they trying to push, they always trying to push the vaccines on black folks and on Africans and, anybody like that. But I'm going to tell you why that is. It is funny because yesterday I posted on Facebook about alchemy. And I was talking about the fact that we have all of these. The reason why we have pre-existing conditions is alchemy. It is the comedic spirituality and science of alchemy that has allowed people to infect us with these diseases over the years. See, we didn't know, because even back when I was young, I was born in 1962. So back when we were born, they just vaccinated you, or, in fact, I remember getting vaccinated at school. And nobody thought any different, because what? They were like, oh, well, it was just something everybody did. And nobody really questioned it. But what were they actually injecting into you? And then we realized, years later, everybody's got high blood pressure, everybody's got diabetes, everybody's got all of these different things. And why is it? It's alchemy. The chemical makeup of your body, it transforms. That's what alchemy is transformation. So what happens is, over time, and this is not stuff, you don't have to be a doctor to understand the concepts. And so there's a periodic Just like there's a periodic table of elements where there's a periodic table of alchemy. And everything, once again, universal law of polarity. Everything has an opposite. Everything that's formed on the earth has something that will either counteract it. So there's an opposite to everything. It's almost like it's almost like an antidote, like or a snake, like the snake bite. Like you get a snake bite, and then they give you the antidote, and what is it? It's the opposite of what the snake put in you. Basically, you get you get the opposite. And that's what they've been doing for years. The United States government, and that's why I was telling you, like, look, they have been giving us fluoride. They've been giving us fluoride in mass, right? All of the drinking water, all this stuff, it's kind of hard to even find something that don't have fluoride in it. Toothpaste, all of the mouthwash, anything that has to do with oral hygiene or whatever, basically it has fluoride in it. And what does the fluoride do? Nothing. What does it do? It does nothing. It don't do nothing for your teeth. What it does is it literally blocks your third eye. It's an agent, and they studied this and understood this, and they spent billions of dollars over the years trying to keep you from opening your third eye. Why? Because they don't want you traveling into the spiritual realm. One of the reasons why black people have invented so many things over the course of time and over the course of history is because we've been able to access the Akashic records. We're able to go and we're able to speak to gods, to speak to, I don't want to call them gods, but we're able to speak to the netters. All right. And everybody looks at you like, how is that possible? And so we just look at, and it's like, okay, so how did Lewis Latimer realize about the filament? The filament is in the papyrus. Somebody already created it. The Akashic records, everything that went through, and he was able to tap into it. Edison wasn't, right? But yet still they give Edison credit for that light bulb. They're actually, so stop tripping. Even radio waves, television waves, all of that kind of stuff. Our ancestors had already come up with that stuff thousands of years ago. And what was it? It was us that had tapped into the spiritual realm. It was us that tapped into the spiritual realm. And alchemy can prevent you from what? From tapping into the spiritual realm. It can also make you sick. If I give you something, if I keep on feeding you something and you keep eating it, or you take a vaccination and the life force is in the blood. Okay, one of the truisms in the Bible, the life force is in the blood. So if I put something that's in your blood that's going to transform your blood into making your blood pressure high, transform your blood into something that won't metabolize, that's the word I'm looking for, metabolize sugar properly, and then you breathe with, breathe, and then down the line, what happens? Alchemy happens. It changes your chemical and your physical makeup. That's what happens. So you got to understand that this stuff is, it's real. It ain't nothing. And so that's why now, why was it that pre-existing conditions was the key? Like most things are, pre-existing conditions were the key. That's to the coronavirus, to COVID-19. In fact, there was a study that said it was like in the 80 or 90 percentile people that had pre-existing conditions. And what's the thing about pre-existing conditions? Your insurance, most people's insurance, after they done tried to kick it out, right? Kick out Obamacare. That's why that was the linchpin. The whole thing about pre-existing conditions, that was what was, everybody was fighting. Everybody's still fighting about pre-existing conditions. Why? Because they don't want to pay for your health care. They want you to die. So then they go in a lab, create a virus that's going to kill you because you had pre-existing conditions. And they don't know how you get it. They can't explain it. Just keep your mask on. Keep your, are they putting it in the air? Chemtrails, I remember Prince on Tavis Smiley's show talking about, yo man, they putting these chemtrails out there. They putting these have you ever you sat around, he's like 1 second the sky is clear, next second a couple of planes fly over, and then it's like all these little trails and lines and stuff like that. It's like, what's in that stuff? What is the benefit of it? Why are they doing this? And nobody knows. And they were telling the Air Force pilots that it was just residue. That it was residue from different, things that they were putting into the airplane. It's out there, just dig it up. I tell people, look, research. Y'all just and people be like, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Okay, whatever. But when people, look, when 200,000 people are dead, it's no longer a conspiracy, y'all. It's real. That ain't no conspiracy. 200,000 people are dead, So that's all I'm saying. It's like, why? And then we're supposed to have like the bet, and we always talk about how great America is and how we got all this, fantastic stuff. We got this great healthcare system and all this kind of stuff. But there are two. I mean, what was there? There's I forgot the line, but it was like something like 1 million people have died worldwide, and over 200,000 of them are in the United States. So my conspiracy theory is that they were like testing this stuff all over the world. But why is it that other countries were able to stop it, but the United States, our president didn't care about stopping it at all? I mean, think about it. He has no contingency plan. He has done nothing to try to stop COVID. They were holding news briefings at first. They don't even do that anymore. And then Fauci, whatever his name is. Somebody told me I was pronouncing his name wrong. Whatever. But we know Dr. Fauci, whatever his name. He was in on it too. And Bill Gates. It's like they, because they knew what, and they got the patents. They got the patents to the viruses. They got the patents to, why you need a patent for a virus? Come on, son. Why you need a patent for a virus? They got patents for the virus, and now they're gonna have patents for the vaccines, and then they're gonna try to make the vaccines mandatory, and then they're gonna make billions of dollars off of these vaccines. And especially, like I said, people that are older, pre-existing conditions, they just trying to kill you off so they don't have to pay for your health care. Cheaper to pay for one funeral than a whole bunch of. And they not even really doing funerals because you can't even bury your loved ones properly no more. Because if they die from COVID, they can't even have a funeral. So basically, all they doing is killing people and dropping them into the hole, or throwing them into the oven. I'm being, I know it sounds bad, but that's the honest to God's truth. It's not no, this is not no game. It's a game, and it was a game for Trump and them at first. Now they starting to catch it. But, universal law of what? Karma. Your karma gonna catch up with you eventually. I saw a brother post about that the other day. He said, yeah, karma is becoming like religion. And it's like, no, it ain't religion. It's just the universe doing what it do. It ain't got nothing to do with religion. The universe is going to do what it do. And you put something out there and you ain't, and it's your responsibility. I was just talking to my son earlier today about accountability and responsibility. And it used to be the president said the buck stops here, that everything that goes on in the country is my responsibility. Well, how can you have over 200,000 people die and you don't care? All you cared about is yourself, your reelection, your da-da-da-da-da. That's all he cares about. And that's what this election should be about. Not about race. It should not be about police brutality and racism and all that. All that is a distraction so that you can die from COVID. It should be about COVID and who's going to try the best to help every American live through this pandemic. Anyway, Fast 15 Minutes is up. My name is Judson Powell. Like button, subscribe button, notification button, hit buttons, but most of all, hit the love button. I love you.